they don't show up, we have to be available. But as mentors, it is extremely important that we lead by example. And leading by example means that we need to be constantly there with our mentees. If our mentees come and they don't find us every other week, then they get confused and they will not stay. The person who has been a mentee here will tell you, if I log on and I'm not seeing any person who is familiar, I will log out. Now, sessions that are done online are very delicate. In my experience, in Uganda, we have a mix of both online and offline for our physical sessions, and the physical sessions do better than online sessions. That's the truth, because online people don't adhere to certain guidelines. For example, the one thing I've learned about all these sessions is, like, we need to make a decision especially when you're online, like our videos need to be on when we're doing sessions, because that's the only way we get to see each other. If someone's video is off, then you assume that they have just put their or set on a table and then they have disappeared. So we need to create certain guidelines if online is going to be successful. I've been in other spaces which are definitely girls for girls, but they have left me with the discipline to be able to make sure that every time I have a session, I take it as seriously as if I'm in a physical session. My video is on, I am not disturbed. I am somewhere where I can actually have conversation, I can have a discussion. Otherwise, we have had people who are finished in Uganda, even 2-3 years down the line, they tell you it really didn't have an impact on me. And that's the truth. So if we're going to have online session, especially as mentors, please be present, be there, be available in the breakout rooms, have your videos on so that the mentees actually see you, that there's a person out there who actually cares about me and my growth. You shouldn't have sessions where people are not online and we cannot see them physically. Yeah, those are my biggest ones. So in Uganda, I support with operations, and then I also sit on the board. In Uganda, we already have constituted a board. We have Allen, you met her last week. I saw that she logged in. And I also work with Allen to be able to open up new countries in Africa. And Tanzania was the last one we launched, but we've launched Lesotho, we've launched Malawi together. We are working on launching Ghana and Congo Brazzaville right now. So that's how I work with Allen. And that is how we ended up in Tanzania, helping with launch for Tanzania. Then we have Diana. Diana is the country lead for Uganda. And then we have Florence, who is the director for finance. Because it's still small, we double up as both. You have to be a director of something and also part of the board, because the country operations are not that big. Then we have Winnie, who is the company secretary, and then I manage the operations. Now in Uganda, like I said, we have a board. We have one full-time national coordinator who is full-time in G4G Uganda. Then we usually run 3 cohorts a year. We just don't run cohorts. We know when cohorts start and when they end. We have the first set of cohorts starting in February, ending in June, then May to October, and then July to November. That is where our cohorts are. So if you apply in between, we don't start cohorts. Everyone who has applied after we started in July, we tell you bye-bye. We'll say, okay, we tell you thank you so much for the form, but we're going to see you the following year. So we had to streamline because we have a lot of applications. We really don't even much advertise, but people just apply. Right now, our waiting list is about 200, starting next year in February. And we just graduated about 221 ladies in November, 221 mentees. So our mentee base is slightly above 4,000 in Uganda. And we are self-sufficient. We have never received any grants. We have never received any funding of any kind in Uganda, but we have been able to do it. We pay our employee every month. And one of the ways we've been able to do that is because our mentors have been very supportive in terms of helping us find business, especially in the corporate spaces. So our corporate cohorts are the ones that pay for our everyday. And we work for the banks, we mentor for banks, we mentor for telcos, we mentor for the private sector, we mentor for government, and that has all been possible because of our mentors and our mentees. They go back to their workplaces, their lives have changed, and they're like, you guys, you have to do this mentorship program, you guys have to come. And that's how we've grown. And with that, we find that we are able to at least self-sustain. Our model is very sustainable. We don't have to look for grants. We also ask for our mentors and mentees to subscribe. Like, it's not a lot of money, it's about $30 a year to be part. So that helps us with the everyday things that we need to do, maybe like, because some of our sessions are actually physical. So we need a projector, we need files. So it helps us with those little things that we need. So we also ask people to donate above and beyond. We don't really stick to the $30 a year. Other people give more. You find there are people who even give on a monthly. So just encourage people to give what they can, because everyone is different. For me, if someone paid me 20 like maybe let's say $10, another one gave me $1,000, for me it's all okay, as long as you're contributing somehow to and because they are seeing some level of impact. So mentors carry the heaviest weight. It's a voluntary job purely. We don't get paid for it, but the joy is in seeing other people thrive, and also being able to also speak about having been a mentor. You are able to use that. You're able to use that on your LinkedIn profile. You're able to use that because Hilda knows you. She's able to say, I can give you a recommendation, which is a big deal, especially if you're working in certain spaces, not for profit, or you're looking for a new leadership role, because this mentorship is specifically when we are it's majorly about leadership. So it's a big plus to you and your CV. So make sure you add it if you haven't added it yet. Okay. Now, those are some of the benefits. Feel free. We are in about 27 countries. Then we have at least presence there. We have someone in Girls for Girls in South Africa, in Kenya, in Africa. We also have in Nigeria, and then Lesotho, Malawi, and then we also have Europe, like Portugal has, and then our headquarters is in Malaysia. That is where the global chairperson sits. Yeah, she sits in Malaysia. Then we also have presence in the LATAM countries, that's Latin America. And then of course in the US, where we started, there we have ladies who are there, 2 ladies who are in the US. So feel free to also make use of the other networks as a mentor. Please don't say, oh, I'm just required to mentor. Please feel free. One of the biggest issues we found around women is basically them not being able to take up opportunities. When you have 70% of the requirements, you're like, it's not 100. I want to move to another country. I want a new job. I want what you should be able to leverage the community really well. So we also have a global mentors platform. I'm going to try and add. I don't know if Hilda, you're on it. You're on it. Okay, so maybe we can add, we can also add them. It's okay to add them to that global platform.
Yes.
So that they actually join it and they can actually see other ladies. And there is where you can actually ask, I'm coming to Kenya, can I meet someone in Girls for Girls? Recently, there is someone who was coming from South Africa, Hilda, you saw it, where she was coming to Kenya and she was doing an exhibition of sorts. And I think she still had remaining slots. And she put them up, and some ladies in Girls for Girls Kenya showed up. They really had a nice time. They showcased their products, things like that. So just feel free to get to know other people. Even if you're just going to a country for work, you can always ask, is there someone in Girls for Girls in this country? And you get to know them. Like, increase your networks intentionally, at least for 2024, because of Girls for Girls. Now, G4G started off at Harvard. because there were a couple of ladies, there were 8 actually, exactly 8. And they were doing their master's program there. They ended up together in one class, and they're like, let's do this. And then they kept wondering why Hillary Clinton hadn't won. She was running for office. Is it because she had done something wrong, or is it that there are certain critical parts in terms of leadership that people need to actually learn? So that's where we started from. And actually, the original idea was actually to mentor girls between 15 and 25. That is why it is called Girls for Girls. That was the original idea. However, when the mentorship began, the gaps were glaring in all stages and in all their different spaces. So whether it was from 15, whether it was 20, 30, 40, 50, there were still so many gaps that were showing up. So we started mentoring beyond there. In Uganda, we have still maintained the ages. So we have cohorts between 15 and 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 39, and then 40 plus. Because we realized all those segments, their needs are different. So a mentor can choose to mentor in any. I think where we always like dictate a lot is 40 plus, because the ladies in 40 plus also come with their own different issues that transcend beyond the 6 sessions. Otherwise, actually, the ones of 40 plus, we rarely do 6 sessions only. We do much, much more with them, because you find that those who have never done mentorship before then are actually grappling with a lot of issues. So even as you mentor, let's be critical to make sure that we understand the age group of the women we are mentoring. The different ages are going to be different. Ages between 30 and 39 for us has proved the one with the highest impact. Those ladies are at their tipping points. They are so eager to learn. They are some of them are in their gathering years, some of them aren't. They're trying to break through into career. It's very easy to see a lot of impact between 30 and 39. Not saying that others don't, but our impact in Uganda is seen very, very easily, but we can understand why that is. So be very cognizant of whoever is in the room. Please pay attention to your mentors, be able to understand them. So we're going to prepare the baseline form with Hilda, and then we're going to give them the baseline form. Please make sure that they fill it in. So before the sessions begin, we are going to extract that data, we are going to anonymize it, and then we're going to give it to the mentors. It won't come with names, it will come with age and what they want and what they're looking for. So every time you're going for a session, you actually know what you're addressing. You don't know who you're addressing it to, but your stories, in terms of how you tell your stories in your groups and your circles, need to touch on to those things that these ladies have said they want. And then, of course, we usually evaluate at the end of the session to be able to tell what the impact has been. So this is just a snapshot, okay? So we are at least above this for now. I need to update this lower row. Graduated mentees are over 4,000. Mentors are about 800 right now. And cohorts, we are already above 150 cohorts so far. But this is since we started in 2018. So don't worry, you will get there. I think at simultaneously, that is where our calendar is very strict in the year. We have February, May, and July cohorts starting at this time. And when they start, we have about 8 cohorts at once, between 8 and 10 cohorts running simultaneously. So the cohorts vary. Some of them we have just HR people. We just say, if you're in HR, so when you're doing the segmentation, you can do it in very many ways. Right now for you, we are not really doing that level of segmentation, but this is what it actually means. We actually segment the people who only do HR, and we mentor people who only do HR. Why? Also, them their issues are different. Okay, if I am managing a company, I'm head of HR, my issues are different from a normal manager who is not managing an entire company. Okay, then we also do lawyers separately. In Uganda, our lawyers have different problems. They are not like the HR people. The women in STEM, we mentor them separately. They have different problems. Our women in STEM, after, I don't know if the same in Tanzania, but they finish a nice degree in engineering. After 4 or 5 years, you will never hear from that woman again. She vanishes into thin air. like she's not going to practice anymore. She's either a stay-home mom. Like they have different problems. So we also separate in terms of career, which we do in terms of age, and then we have the corporate cohorts. So when we start cohorts, they all start simultaneously. We have like 8 or 9 cohorts. Each has a cohort leader, each has a coach, each has mentees and mentors. So you're also welcome to mentor in Uganda if you'd like. It's allowed and it's okay. I've mentored in Atam, I've mentored in Tanzania. Last time we were in Tanzania, like it doesn't matter. You are welcome to mentor wherever you want. And like there's a time we had to mentor for Latin America, because they had a batch of 600 mentees who were not speaking Spanish. They were speaking English. They didn't have a single mentor who could speak English. So we had to be employed from Uganda to be able to mentor in South America. So feel free to be able to go across countries. If you are not living in Tanzania, if you are living in a country where there is no Girls for Girls, please feel free to start. We shall give you all the support in the world. You'll never feel alone. Even if you're in Tanzania, you can start a circle. A circle is smaller than a cohort. You can say, let me take my sisters through the program, or my sisters and my cousins and my friends. And you start a group of like 5 people. We call that a circle. And also that we give you support to be able to do it, really, really well. So don't worry, there are so many things. So our dream as G4G Global, I'm going to sit from my global side, is to target 1 million mentees and at least 10,000 mentors worldwide by the year 2025. That's a dream. I know it's an audacious dream, but that's what keeps us fueled and on fire every single day that we are working. So we are next year, at least for Uganda, we are going to focus a lot on corporates and tertiary institutions, and then also universities and schools. We like doing those. We are trying to look for some upcountry. So what we do is we fundraise for our transport and accommodation. We don't want any extra money. And then the mentors give, and then we drive to our school. We spend like 3 days and then just do mentorship and then drive back home. And that's usually interesting for us. We are looking to do that more here next year. We have also done day mentorship. Day mentorship means like on a Sunday, most schools maybe have like a chapel session at school. Then we drive into the school like on Sunday, then have like a career stroke mentorship session, and then leave. So there are so many activities you can do together. So not just the 6 sessions. So our 6 sessions are our program is really divided into 3 in terms of the framework. One of the things we're interested in is the mentorship. What have we talked about? Learning and inspiration, exactly what we have right now. We have so many sessions where we have an inspirational speaker coming every single session. I hope you enjoy the ones that Hilda recommended. And then we have networking. Networking is what I've just been talking about. Please don't stay in Tanzania. Please, 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 please just take this as a golden opportunity to see the world. I'm going to Malaysia. Who is there? We have G4G Pakistan. We have and those ladies are amazing, like amazing. Me, I don't even know what I thought about them before now. And we have G4G Bhutan, G4G India. I don't even know what I thought about those ladies, but they're such amazing ladies. They're so full of energy. Yeah. So we do 6 sessions. And the first one is introduction and building trust. Basically, we want the mentees to be able to feel that they have a lot of that they can trust us as mentors. And that's why I say, if we don't show up the next session, means we are not building trust. It is critical that they build, because it's you they saw the first time. It is you they talk to the first time. How can they come the following session and you're not there? So the commitment from you as a mentor is critical. Then the other session we do is courageous leadership. Under courageous leadership, we talk about navigating point to point, creating a village for people to be able to for you to be able to find how to move from one step to another. We say fear does not go away, but we have to have the courage to step out of it and actually thrive. Then art of communication, we all have to go to learn how to communicate verbally, non-verbally with others. Then session 4 is negotiation, advocating for self and others. Then number 5 is public service and running for office. Number 6 is ethics and values in decision making. So those are the 6 sessions we have. So usually when we start a session, we start with a nice icebreaker. Then after the icebreakers, we have a bit of chit chat. Then we have a guest speaker. Then we go into breakout rooms and discuss about that speaker and also share what we have learned. And then we come back to the session and give our, and then we also give feedback as mentors and as mentees. The feedback as a mentor is critical, and we really need it. So make sure that the mentees have filled in their forms, and also you have filled in your forms. Now, for us to graduate a mentee, they must have done at least 5 out of the 6 sessions. They need to give us feedback at every session. They need to be present. So make tradition that everyone has to be on, so that you know that these people have actually shown up. Then also make sure that they have like takeaways for that month or the next 2-3 weeks to be able to practice something. Yeah, so we have a mentees book, okay, which we shall be able to give you. Okay, that is a sample of a flyer, really. We put it there. So that you also share it in your statuses, share it in your social media. I see Hilda is very active on Instagram. She loves Instagram. She posts there. So make sure you're following the Girls for Girls page on Instagram, so that you see when she posts, and you can also share it with other people. We have a mentee workbook that we shall be able to share with the mentees online, and also a mentors workbook that we shall be able to share with them online. Thereafter, you can join. There's a Women Entrepreneurs Forum. There is a Women Entrepreneurs Forum that is you can be part of, or we can create one in Tanzania. In Tanzania, we also created the book club. Just give me a second. All right, sorry about that. So book club, we have one in Tanzania. I'm excited, it has been active, I'm super happy. And then the other different things we can do, like as long as we understand our country, Tanzania, and we understand what we can do and what has brought us together, we can actually create so much more. In Uganda, we have our Women Entrepreneurs Forum. It's very, very busy. People are always posting things they are selling every day. Our book club is also very busy. Our writing club is usually like an annual thing. We also do fireside chats, and you're welcome to do the fireside chats with us. You don't really have to do them on your own. We can do rotational, and you guys kind of choose who you want to speak. Then we all show up for it. Yeah. So this is just Uganda for us, as we really have tried to go out and look for corporates, because it's the only way we can survive. It's the only, because for them they pay much more for their mentorship. So our mentees, usually we have been charging them about $25 for the sessions, but we've increased that for 2024 to about $30. And so they can actually, so that we can actually, because we use that money to manage graduation. We don't like get money from anywhere else. So everyone pays the $30. We spend about let me see, like $10 on a t-shirt. Then we buy cake, do some decoration, and then we also do joint graduations. We don't graduate. Like when I tell you, like last year we did maybe about, last year I think we did about about 20 cohorts, but we don't graduate each cohort alone. We graduate them together. So that means they pull the money that they have contributed, and then we do. Usually we look for a venue where we are not going to be charged for venue, but we buy a snack, we buy cake, and decor. That's usually what we do. Yeah. So it saves us a lot. Yeah, in that sense. Yeah. Any questions for me?
Well, let me go to the chat room. Naona hapa Rosie Shuli anasema good session. I'm learning a lot. Good work G4G. We do have STEM women in Tanzania. Efrata anasema good job indeed. Congratulations. Yes, Amanda. Yes. Kama kuna mtu ana swali, if we have any question, ladies, this is our time. Because kuna wengine ambao walishawahi kuisikia program, others didn't hear about this program before, but this is our time now. Let's ask any question. Primera is here. Uganda wameanzisha G4G kwa muda mrefu, na kama tulivyoona, they did a lot. Wamegusa a lot of women. The power of mentorship inaonekana Uganda. Kwa hiyo Monica anasema so inspiring, you are doing amazing. Yes, Uganda are doing amazing. Well, now unaweza ku-unmute ukauliza swali lako au kama una comment, we are free to speak. Magdalena, karibu.
Asante. I have heard so much and I'm so inspired. I didn't know that you can be innovative, we can be creative and do something new for G4G.
Exactly.
I had thought earlier that we can only do the 6th session, but now I know that we can, once you have a new group, for example, for bankers or for lawyers, there's a structure which we can use to mentor them. I am not sure. My question is, are we going to use the same 60 topics, the ones which we are using for mentors, or are we going to innovate for the session to be focused on the lawyers, for example, group, or for the bankers group? That's what I wanted to know.
Primera.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now, like I said, in Tanzania, we haven't reached there. Right now, we just have mentees in terms of age, like it's not yet that big. So we are going to, right now, we're just going to do the group that we have, the mentees that we have. Then as more mentors and more mentees sign up, then we can start differentiating them. Now we don't have enough to do separate cohorts. We don't have enough resources to do many separate cohorts. We need to do just like one now.
Okay, thank you, Primera. To add on that, Magdalena, the corporate cohorts huwa zinakuwa with the same 6 sessions, but wale sasa guest speakers we have to find guest speakers ambao wanakwenda na hao corporate ambao tunafanyia, kwa sababu corporate cohorts ndio ambazo wao wanalipia sessions. Kama ulivyoona Uganda wanafanya mpaka na Care International, hapo nikashtuka, because even in Tanzania Care International hapo. I think we have to, probably next week we have to sit with Tanzania team. You have to help us how we can go to this corporate. If there is a certain presentation we have to share, whatever we have to do, because we can do this session so that kuifanya chapter, Tanzanian chapter ikaenda vizuri. Kwa sessions ni zile 6, we can add 2 or 1 more kutokana na hiyo special need ya hao watu, kama tulivyofanya kwenye Moto Moto Cohort, tumeweka womanhood and mental health. Tume add one topic. So instead of 6 sessions, we are going to have 7 sessions. Nafikiri nimekujibu Magdalena. Tutatafuta time next week, tutamuomba Primera time yake ili aweze kutupitisha as a chapter how tunaweza kufanya hizi corporate, kwa sababu as I've seen kwa Uganda ndio the heart of the core of the chapter, ndio inayo corporate cohort ndio zinazolea the chapter, zinafanya vizuri. Na kama kwa mtu mmoja, kama nakumbuka wakati niko Uganda, Primera, if I remember well, you told me kama mtu analipa 30 na cohort moja corporate inakuwa labda na watu 30. Kwa hiyo kama wakilipa hiyo $30, it means inaweza pia kusaidia kuendesha chapter au kuendesha na hizo cohort zikaenda vizuri. Nafikiri niko sawa, Primera.
Yes. That's correct.
That's correct. Magdalena, umeelewa? Kuna swali hapa nimeliona, Primera anasema, is there
Yes,
any...
I'm so happy and excited. I hope we shall sit and discuss about that, the corporate cohort.
Exactly.
As I also understood from Primera point of view that for now, because we are just beginning, we just have to wait and do the small cycles and manage the small cycles, because the enthusiasm, ile hamasa, ile amsha bado haijawa that strong here in Tanzania. They haven't understood the impact of this G4G cohort and what it can do for their life. And mentorship in Tanzania is just beginning. There are no many programs about mentorship. When people pay a lot to attend a mentorship, and you find that it is I wouldn't use the word crap, but you find that there's nothing there, and you have paid so much, it's just networking. Just live with that for later.
Exactly. Na tuko kwenye learning session, tuko kwenye learning niseme phase now. Nafikiri kwenye 2024 tunaanza kujigrade na sisi kwamba tumekuwa, cause we are now growing. Rosie anasema, is there any requirements that needed in order to do a mentorship in another country, like from Tanzania, let's say Kenya or any other country? Primera.
All right, so the only thing that you're required to do is you need to do the mentors training. I don't know if you guys have done the mentors. Has anyone done the mentors training?
Only Magdalena here. Only and Efrata.
Right.
And Efrata. I can see Efrata is here. Yes. 2 people.
All right. So everyone else has to do. It's not really negotiable. We need you to do mentors training. This is not sufficient. You need to do mentors training, which we shall do. I think, I'm not sure if it is there in Jan or February, but we do it the last Saturday of the month. I'm going to confirm the next day. I'm going to tell you, you need to attend mentors training. If you attend mentors training, you're ready to mentor in any country. Just ask. Yeah, even mentors, like in Uganda, if I want a job in a certain corporate company, I mentor there. So they get to know me. I get to know everybody. You have to be strategic. Trust me. You will get where you're going.
I can imagine. The mentors training should be huwa zinafanyika wiki ya mwisho ya mwezi, the last Saturday of the month. Naona hapa there is another question kwamba hiyo mentors training is for how long. Huwa inafanyika wiki ya mwisho ya kila mwezi, Jumamosi ya mwisho. Kwa hiyo tumefanya ya mwisho ilikuwa this November. This December hatuna session, right? Kwa sababu ni the holiday. Yes, nafikiri tuta resume hizo sessions mwakani. Na kuingia kwenye session wanalipa nini? Ni $10, $10 kuingia kwenye hiyo session. Kwa hiyo nitakuwa na share hizo matangazo. Nafikiri I've been sharing this matangazo with you Shubi mara nyingi, lakini nitaendelea kushare yanapotoka, lakini pia tukiingia kwenye social media pages, especially Instagram, G4G Project G4G, tutaweza kuona hayo matangazo mara kwa mara. Huwa na posti kule, hata kwenye status zangu na sehemu ambazo unaweza ukaona ukajua kwamba okay, now sessions zimeanza, na zinakuwaga ni almost all the countries wanakuwa wana join in Africa. Yes, kama kuna mwingine ana swali, kuna huyu anasema so Monica pia ni graduates wa first cohort, anasema so inspiring. You are done amazing. Yes, we can be amazing too. Juliana anasema I'm late to enter. I am still learning. Be blessed. Amen. Okay. Mwingine tu anaweza akanyosha mkono au akamute akaongea. Nafikiri tunaelekea ukingoni. Kama tuna swali, hiyo ndio guide ya mentors kwa wale ambao tunakwenda kumentor the second cohort, lakini kwa wale ambao tutakuwa interested na kuanzisha cohorts zetu, this is the mentors guide. Karibuni. I would like to hear from Monica and Amanda ambao ni graduates, wanaweza wakawa na testimony, wao wamepita kwenye session iliyopita. Tuanze na Monica. Amanda at least alisalimia. Monica, karibu. Just say something about the first cohort, how, yani ili hata ambao hawakuwahi kuisikia this project wanaweza wakasema wakaona kitu. Karibu Monica Patrick.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And to be here. And so what I can just say for some minutes that have been given is G4J. It's a nice initiative that every girl should join, because sometimes we are struggling with a lot, and sometimes we think we know everything, but until you join G4G and you get to learn from people, you get to learn and you get to hear from all other amazing girls who will be joining as trainers, and even who will be trained. You get to learn a lot, and you even think, you get time to think about your own journey, and to feel like, uh, I was maybe I was thinking that I know a lot, but I didn't know about this part of me. So it's very nice mentorship program, and I always believe we all need mentorship, because it's not even about knowing things, but about being inspiring with others' stories. Get to hear from how others they have done, because our life as as girls and women, we are struggling a lot about everything. Every day we are passing through a lot. So when you get to have a sister who will say, I'll be here for you, I'll be here to listen you, I'll be here to make sure you got to learn, or you have a person that you can count. It's nice and it's amazing that to see that you're not alone. So what I can say to people that have joined recently or that are interested to be mentors, you're in the right place. So just be dedicated, just be more inspiring, and just get to learn, just attend those sessions of being mentors, and who knows what tomorrow will bring. We're just getting started. So we are hoping, like how Pamela was sharing about Uganda chapter. I hope we'll be there some days. We're just getting started because it's our second cohort right now, and just imagine about maybe 2 to 3 years to come, we'll be discussing another things. We'll not be discussing about how we'll be designing training and whatever. So just we're in the right place, and I'm so happy to see to see Dada Hilda, who is dedicated at our own time, our own energy. Every day we found her here, inspiring others, sharing those posters, creating content to share on social media without even being paid, without even being employed by anyone. So it's nice to see, like, you found other girls are dedicated their own time to inspire or to mentor other girls, because it's something that we should also, it's like giving back to other girls. We have been there, we have been struggling a lot. So just to hold another girl's hand, it's very important, and something that it's not even about being paid, but you'll be blessed for what you are doing, because uplifting another girl from anywhere she's coming, or from any background that she's coming from, it's a blessing. It's always a blessing. It's a good thing to see. So I'm so happy to see that we are having other girls who will be joining us as mentors, and I can't wait to see you.
Thank you so much, Monica. Let's just give her flowers, tunasubiria kupewa flowers. Let's give ourselves flowers. Amanda, do you have anything to say? Because nilingetamani kupata one of them former mentors, whether kuna hapa Magdalena ameshaongea. Efrata, you'll say something, au Magdalena pia if you have anything kusema, lakini Amanda, karibu, say something, kwa sababu tuna new mentors here. Hawajawahi kuwasikia, hawajawahi kuwaona, wengine ndio leo wanasikia about the project. Kwa hiyo Amanda, karibu, say something please.
Thank you, Hilda. Nadhani aliyetoka kuongea ameongea mengi, lakini mimi kutokana na Pinera alivyotu take through leo, naona tuna mengi ya tumejifunza mengi kutoka kwake, na pia tunatakiwa kuwa na na a certain plan ya jinsi ya kuenenda na yani kuenenda. Mfano wewe uko hapo juu kutusaidia sisi, kutuguide na nini, lakini nadhani pia hata sisi tungeweza kutengeneza mfano kama kitimu kidogo ambacho tutakuwa tunapeana majukumu majukumu mbalimbali, kwamba labda kwa sababu tuna hawa mentors wapya wa kwenye cohort ya kwanza, yani tuwe na majukumu ambayo yani yatatu keep busy, sio tunasubiri tu mpaka zile sessions labda mtu fulani ajitolee, mtu fulani afanye hivi. Kwa hiyo nadhani tukiwa na hiyo timu ndogo, hata wewe mzigo mkubwa unaweza ukawa unakupungukia, lakini after yani apart from everything tutakuwa tunachota kwako, tuna implement kwa wenzetu. Nadhani hii cohort ya pili ya Moto Moto iwe tofauti kidogo na ya kipindi kile ambacho sisi tulikuwa tunafanya. Nadhani tukiwa more dedicated, tukiwa tunajua yani una majukumu fulani yanakufanya pia na wewe unakuwa more and more dedicated, yani kuperform zaidi na zaidi. Nashukuru sana kwa timu ya Uganda, nimeona ni hizo segmentation nimependa, sawa. Nadhani along the way tutaweza tukafanya hizo za mambo ya HR, lawyers na watu wengine, lakini tusimame kwanza kwa hizi ambazo tumeanza. Tukishaona tumekomaa zaidi, nadhani segmentation is a good move. Nimeipenda zaidi mimi kwenye segmentation. Nashukuru, asante.
Thank you so much Amanda. Naomba tupate one or two of former mentors kabla hatujapata wale ambao ndio wameanza kusikia leo kabisa about project G4G. Efrata, karibu.
Asante. Hello.
Hey.
Sijui sauti yangu ikoje leo?
Iko vizuri.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hongereni kwa kutenga muda wa kuweza kuattend this amazing session. Asante kwa kuweza kutupitisha in all path. G4G Uganda is hot. But I foresee Tanzanian G4G becoming hotter. And every one of us has a role to play on that. If we want this thing to grow, we have to bring in our mentorship and bring in our creative side. One thing about Tanzania, while the presentation was on, I was reading something that I wrote about 5 years ago, that it's strange that in this timing of the highest point of women achievement, in Tanzania, girls are still lacking mentors. And most of them are looking to mentors who, in one way or another, are not great examples. And we end up saying, why did she turn up like this? But I hope through this mentorship, we can create women, and we ourselves can be women that when our children or when the youth are looking forwards for role models, they don't have to look farther than who we are right now. So I believe that we can work on that. As the previous speaker spoke, we have to find a way of becoming more involved than the sessions. I believe this is right. Dada Hilda, maybe we as mentors should have a pledge that our mentees, the one that after we divide the sessions and everyone has a set of mentees, we should make sure that those mentees, let us try our level best to ensure that they complete the sessions. And let us at a point be answerable, maybe even writing a single report like, okay, for each mentee, at the beginning, she did this. Throughout the G4G, her improvement at this, and she's graduating at this point. that brings about a certain sort of ownership. And if we do that, it means we will be more involved in those mentees' lives. It's more than the sessions. We are meeting after every 2 weeks. But this week, she had a session about self-confidence. At the end of the 2 weeks, she'll just come and just give a short report. But do we know what she did throughout the week? What were the challenges that she overcame? What were the areas that needed her to have self-confidence and she moved? Those are the things that make us mentors. It is not only about being there in sessions and guiding the discussions. It's about being involved. And normally, the more you are involved with the mentee, the more you will know how to support them. And the more you will know how to be there. And sometimes it reflects back on you also. Like having a mentee who can say, at that point of time, I had this challenge. If not for that dada there saying, we are going this way, I wouldn't be moving. One thing, like maybe we don't understand, or maybe a testimony. A part of who I am today is because of Dada Hilda. She stood up when I was in university. She just came, met me emceeing somewhere, had a talk with me, and told me that she wanted me to do better. And I did better, and I am here today. So that's what we want to see, that impact. Like when we tell that these are your mentees for this cohort, in the next 2 years, let us hear that they're in somewhere because of you. And how do you do that? Not only on sessions, by being there in every part and parcel of their lives. So like if we are taking up the mentorship mentor, in this second cohort, the first cohort was a lot about learning. For this second cohort, let's build on that and create better mentees. And at the end of the day, I would want, whenever we talk about people who have power, who have positions, who have impacts, if there are 10 of them, I would like 8 of them to say, I passed through G4G Tanzania. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can see Primera is just, I know your time is almost up. Can you give us at least 5 minutes? Naomba wale ambao hawajawahi kuingia, kuna dada Edna, kuna Rose Shubi, kuna Neema, anyone ambaye ataweza ku-unmute aongee kwa dakika 2 tu, halafu tufunge session, tuende tukajiandae na harusi, tukajiandae na weekend. Karibuni sana, then atatufungia Primera. Yes, dada Edna, karibu, naona umeunmute.
Asante. Kwanza natangulia kwa shukrani kubwa mno kwa kuhudhuria. It's my first time to hear about girls for girls. I never heard about that.
Yeah.
Nashukuru sana na kushukuru sana Hilda kwa kunipa hiyo opportunity. Unajua kwamba nimefahamu leo lakini nimejifunza vitu vingi sana kutoka kwa mentor wa Uganda. Nimelearn vitu vingi sana, lakini pia the way kwa tunaendelea, kila mmoja anapozungumza, nimejifunza vitu vingi sana, and I can see a gap kwamba sisi kama at least wa age tuna wajibu wa kufanya kuwa mentor wale ambao wako umri wa chini, kama alivyoainisha ndugu yetu kutoka Uganda, watoto wa miaka 15 25 na wanawake kuanzia miaka hiyo mpaka miaka 40. Nafikiri ni kitu kizuri sana tunafanya, lakini the way kilivyokuwa organized, kwa the way nilivyosikiliza na kuona, naona kama ni program moja nzuri sana. Kama pia Tanzania, Hilda, utaendelea kukubali kubeba huo mzigo kuhakikisha inasimama na inakuwa imara, tukiungana na wenzetu globally. Ninawashukuru sana sana sana, na I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Yes, asanteni sana. Nafikiri this is the beginning Kwa wale ambao ni mara ya kwanza, tutaweza kuongea baada ya hapa, lakini kitu ambacho nakiona tutakuwa ni way forward, tutakuwa kwa sababu hata mentors wale wa mwanzo, kuna wengine wanakona excuse kwa sababu unajua hii ni kujitolea, unataka kumpeleka mtu sehemu. Kwa hiyo nitakachokifanya, nitatengeneza another mentors group, ila cohorts ya pili Moto Moto bado hatujaanza hizi sessions, itaanza January. Kwa hiyo ni kwa wale ambao tuko hapa, tuna ndugu, tuna jamaa, tuna marafiki, tunaweza tukawaingiza kwenye cohort 2, lakini book club ipo, inaendelea. Tunakutana kila Jumatano online saa 12 kamili mpaka saa 12:45. Hapo tunajadili, sasa hivi tunasoma kitabu kinaitwa Smart Money Woman. Kwa hiyo karibuni, it's a very nice platform as well. Tunakutana hapo wamama almost all over Tanzania kwa ajili ya kujadili hicho kitabu. Just ni inbox ukiwa interested kuingia kwenye book club, karibu sana sana sana, na tuko chapter ya 9 nao. Kwa hiyo bado haujachelewa. Primera, karibu, say something, utufungie na tunakushukuru sana kwa time yako. Najua leo ilikuwa ni siku yako busy day, lakini umetutengea hii risali 1 na dakika. Thank you so much. Karibu P.
All right. Asante sana Hilda. Thank you to everyone. I am hoping to see very active mentors. I'm thankful for Hilda. Hilda has already given us the dates for all the mentorship sessions. So please block them in your calendar and say this day, please don't call me for anything. I am busy. I have things to do. It can be done and you can really do a good job. And thank you so much.
Asante sana.
So what I'm also going to do, Hilda, remind me, I create for you also a background like the one I have, so that you can encourage everyone to have their video on. That everyone can have their video on and they're happy, they are showing off their background. Yeah, so that the next session we have everyone, just me and Hilda online looking at each other. Everyone should be online. Yeah, otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you. Naomba tuweke kamera basi tuchukue picture, at least picha ya pamoja. This one picture, na hiyo ukituweka kamera ni consent kwamba unataka tukuposti. Si unajua mimi na posti sana Kwa hiyo please naomba tuone tuchukue ka picha ili tuweze kuona tulikuwepo wote. Karibuni. Pia tunaomba dakika moja tupige picha please. Monica, dada Edna, Rosie, Efrata, tunawasubiria ili tuchukue picha, group photo. Thank you, Neema. Dada Edna bado, Monica bado, Efrata bado, dada Edna anasema I'm not in a position, sawa. Okay, I assume wengine pia hawako kwenye position. Asanteni sana, nimeshachukua picha. Asanteni na niwatakie weekend njema. Tutakutana kwenye grupu, tutakutana inbox kwa ajili ya strategize. Tunataka kugrow, tunataka kuinvolve men and women. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.